Hi and welcome back to the module on working with SQL Source Control. In this class we're going to look specifically at how you can review the history of the changes that you've made and added to your source control repository. Now of course there's a couple of different places that we can see this. Redgate SQL Source Control works in conjunction with your source control system, so all of the changes that are present in the repository are still available using the traditional methods of viewing that history. However, sometimes it's useful to be able to see them right there in the place that we're doing our day-to-day development work. So let's jump on in and take a look at what we can see. So here, if I go into our TFS repository, I could of course switch over to this history view within TFS, and this will show me all of the commits that have happened previously, and I can actually click on one of these and see the detail of that change along with all of the files that have been updated. But this requires me to be looking into the repository itself, where in fact sometimes actually maybe I want to take a quick look from directly where I'm making my changes in SQL Server Management Studio. And actually SQL Source Control makes this possible. And there's a couple of different ways that we can look at this. So first of all, I can click on the database level here, right click and choose View History. And this is going to give me a complete list of all of the changes that have been made to this database since we started tracking changes with Redgate SQL Source Control. So we can see here, removed the address columns, added the Twitter column and updated the country code, added country code static data, right back to our initial commit that we did earlier on in this module. Now this is a full and complete picture of what's changed, but what about if we wanted to zoom into a particular area of interest, maybe one of our stored procedures? Now, one of the stored procedures that we've changed a couple of times as part of this series of classes is our getContact stored procedure. So actually, if I right click on this and choose to view the history, then I get a slightly different view of the history. Now I get specific revisions that have made changes to this particular object. So it's possible to see not only the full database level history, but also object level history. So we can trace the state of an object back in previous versions. And that's really how easy it is to see how an object has changed over time using Redgate SQL Source Control. So join me in other videos in this module where we'll be looking at how you can actually undo some of those changes prior to committing them to the source control repository. Thanks very much.